The Baltimore Ravens, behind Lamar Jackson and coach John Harbaugh, defeated the Kansas City Chiefs. Going into this game, Baltimore was 0-3 against, Lamar Jackson, was 0-3 against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. That all changed on Sunday night when Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens defeated Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs 36-35 in a nail-biting affair that saw going for it on fourth down, that saw fumbles in the fourth quarter, and that saw Lamar Jackson play what I think one of his best games of his entire career, and I will tell you exactly why that is. Early on in the game starts, third play, Lamar Jackson immediately throws a pick six. Tyrann Mathieu runs it back for a touchdown, 7-0 Chiefs. And the play before that, Lamar Jackson actually missed Hollywood Brown on what would have been an easy touchdown. He overthrew him. So that was essentially a 14-point swing. Could have been 7-0 Ravens. Instead, it was 7-0 Chiefs. Then we go. They go and they have that weird exchange on the goal line where the Ravens scored the touchdown, but they fumbled. But then Duvernay, the wide receiver, actually recovered the fumble and ended up scoring anyway. It was just a weird first quarter for the Baltimore Ravens, and you were really thinking there for a second that, hey, this team might not be able to do it. This team might not be able to, it might be one of those nights where they're just not hitting on all cylinders and they're going to get routed by the Chiefs, or they're going to lose to the Chiefs. And the thing with the Ravens is they kept it close. They almost at no point in that game, outside of the last 2 minutes of the game, no point in the game did the Ravens look like they controlled the game. At no point. It was mostly Chiefs. The Chiefs were out there doing whatever they want. They were out there just Patrick Mahomes, no look pass after sidearm, after whatever he was doing out there. They did whatever they want on offense at the Chiefs. And we saw that. What shifted the game, the play that shifted the game the most was when Patrick Mahomes was intercepted by Tavon Young on what was an errant pass, a bad decision that Patrick Mahomes even admits now was a terrible decision. That's what shifted all the momentum of the game. And that's what shifted this in Baltimore's favor, because at that point, Baltimore was down, and the Chiefs just looked like, again, they were just going to score, do whatever they wanted. Baltimore was down. Tavon Young picks it off. They go down and score that touchdown. Baltimore and Lamar, of course, he did that cartwheel into the end zone that many people didn't like. But you saw the swagger come back. You saw the Baltimore Ravens kind of get things going again. And when they got the lead 36-35, what happened on the ensuing Chiefs drive? Chiefs look like they're driving down. And they only need a field goal. There's less than 2 minutes to play, a minute, 20 seconds rather to play. And what happens? Odafe Owe, first-round pick for the Baltimore Ravens this year, forces the fumble and then recovers his own forced fumble to take over at their own 39-yard line with a minute 20 to go. Chiefs still had all three timeouts. And then we saw Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh as they ran it 2 times, completed a 9-yard slant to Sammy Watkins. 4th and 1. Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh. What do we do? John Harbaugh looks over to Lamar and says, Lamar, should we go for it? Lamar says, hell yeah, coach, let's go for it. Harbaugh says, let's go. And they run just like they did in Seattle a few years ago. They ran a quarterback power with Lamar to the left. Boom, Lamar picks up the first down. Baltimore beats Kansas City in an astonishing fashion. Jackson had 239 yards, 1 touchdown, the 2 picks, of course, but he also had 107 yards on the ground with 2 rushing touchdowns. And look, all of his picks came in that first quarter. It looked ugly, but Lamar showed that he was battle-tested. Lamar showed that he had the mental toughness to deal with it. And the question on everyone's mind now, are the Ravens contenders? And the answer to that is, hell yeah, they're contenders. The Baltimore Ravens are 100% contenders in the AFC. They're contenders in the NFL for a Super Bowl. Yes, I said it, a Super Bowl. And the plain reason for that is because this is a team that is coached well. This is a team that is not afraid of anyone. A team that will punch you in the mouth on defense, even after Pat Mahomes was slinging the rock to whoever he wanted to. One thing was for sure, though. They were not going to let Tyreek Hill beat him. Tyreek Hill had 2 catches in this entire game. He was not, he couldn't target him because they double covered him. They said, let Patrick Mahomes or one of these other guys beat us. We're not getting beat by Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes. We're not letting that connection happen. They didn't, and when time came for the Chiefs to run the ball, they punched it out. That's what the Baltimore Ravens defense does. Even when they're at their heels, they are a tough, well-coached defense. They know exactly what to do in these big moments. That's what they're taught. So they have that. They have the best running game in the NFL. And I don't want to hear things like, oh, man, that offense is weak. The Baltimore Ravens are a top 3 total offense in the entire league. That is top 3 in total yards in the entire league right now. 2 games in, they're top 3. They were a top 10 in 2020, top 5 in 2019 in total offense. So I don't want to hear anything. Number 1 in rushing, as they have been ever since Lamar Jackson came to the league. So don't want to hear anything about that. Look. The big question for the Baltimore Ravens was, could they beat the Chiefs? This monkey now is off their backs. They can beat anybody. And any given Sunday, Baltimore can beat anybody. They proved it because they have the resiliency. After 15 players went on IR, they beat the Chiefs. This is a season-defining win for this team, much like how they had that 2012 victory over the New England Patriots in Week 3 to kind of get that monkey off their back. Joe Flacco, John Harbaugh hadn't beat the Patriots ever before that, or hadn't beat the Patriots in the regular season before that. They got that monkey off their back. This is a very similar dynamic we're seeing play out. This team reminds me a lot of that 2012 team in different ways, as far as, a lot of these players on IR, a lot of players playing with injuries. You don't know, like, the offense doesn't look, or people don't think the offense is explosive. Even though Hollywood Brown, big shout out to him. He had 113 yards receiving, had a touchdown, like, off that amazing jump pass by Lamar Jackson. My God, he was amazing. This team is different. They are mentally tough. They have a lot to give. And look, say what you want about, this offense can't pass. The Ravens are going to go out there and do it their way. The Baltimore Ravens are going to go out there and run the ball down your throats and force you to choose either, okay, you're either going to try to box everyone in. And once we got Hollywood Brown and Rashad Bateman and Sammy Watkins all one-on-one, and Mark Andrews, don't forget about him. Once you got all those guys one-on-one, bet. Lamar, throw the rock. That's what they do. That's what they set up. And if you can't stop the run, why the hell would they stop the run? Why the hell would the Ravens stop running when you can't stop the run? Just keep running the damn ball. Win the game. That's the thing people don't understand. People like to make football like this whole analytical thing of, okay, well, this team's offense isn't passing the ball as efficiently or as much, even though the Ravens are one of the most efficient passing teams since Lamar came into the league, but it's besides me. The idea that this team is going to eventually falter or something, it's just untrue. They are a contender, just like the Bills are, just like the Chiefs are, just like the Bucs are. They are that damn good, and they proved it on Sunday night. So when it comes around playoff time, and the Baltimore Ravens still have one of the best records in the NFL, don't be surprised, because Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh together, they've only lost, what is it? They've only lost what? I think Lamar, for his career, has a record of 35 and 8. Don't quote me exactly on it, but it's right around there. It is an insane winning percentage. I think it is one of the best, if not the best, since Lamar came into the league, and he just continues to prove every single day why the Ravens traded up and drafted him. He continues to prove why he's a special player, and he continues to prove why Lamar Jackson is not the second coming of Michael Vick, is not the second coming of Randall Cunningham, is not some sort of, running quarterback. He is Lamar freaking Jackson. He will beat you however he wants to beat you and laugh and have fun doing it, which is exactly what he did to the Kansas City Chiefs this past Sunday. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.